This win, it's very satisfying. Everybody on this team, we put in extra amount of extra work, just like everybody else. And the situations that we've been going through with the whole Isaiah thing and everything like that, it feels good to come out here and get a win.
Marcus, how would you describe yourself as somebody who's never seen you play before?
Junkyard Dog. My nickname growing up was Hound Dog.
Why is that?
Just because, most of the time the wins aren't going to be pretty. You can't be out there looking pretty. It's going to get ugly. You got to be willing to stick your nose in there and get bloody a little bit, and that's me. I'm willing to sacrifice my body and for my team.
You've had kind of an up and down series with Marcus. What changed for you tonight that really allowed you to hone in on both ends of the floor?
My teammates just kept telling me throughout this series, just keep playing, keep going. You're going to make big plays for us soon. Then the coaching staff, they did the same thing. So, tonight was one of those nights for me.
How big were those 2 threes that you hit, the straightaway and then the one in the corner?
They were huge. Just really opened the floor for IT and other guys to get hot. They started running at me and contesting me, and I started finding guys.
Can you talk about Cleveland a little bit? Or what is it going to take to beat those guys?
Say it again.
Can you talk about Cleveland a little bit? What is it going to take to beat those guys?
Cleveland. Perfection. We gotta, there's no such thing as it, but we gotta do our best to stay perfect against those guys that, they're defending champs for a reason. They capitalize on other people's mistakes very well, and we can't allow those guys to get going and get hot.
What did you guys learn these past 2 series that can help you for the next one?
When we play with poise and keep our composure, we can do some wonderful things on both ends, and it's hard to stop us and it's hard to play against us when we play like that.
The 7th game, is it what you thought it would be, the lead up to it, the playing of the game ending, what you thought it would be a 7th game?
Exactly what I thought it was, down to the T. We knew it was going to come down to which team wanted to play hardest. We played each other a couple times, 10 times, feel like 30 times, but we played one another. We know what one another wants to do. We know what we like to go through, who the players, who's going to take what shot, and what plays are for who, and just really come down who wants it more.
What keyed that run for you guys at the end of the 3rd?
Kelly. Everybody knows that Kelly, only he got hot for us, and not only that, he was doing things, moving his feet on the defensive end, and that was huge. We don't see that much from Kelly, and we need Kelly. Kelly's a big game changer for us, and when he's going, and then you got guys like IT and Al and Avery and Jay doing what they do, it makes us even harder to guard.
Do you feel like you guys kind of wore down John at the end there?
Definitely did. He took, I think, like 6 or 7 threes, and he hit one. We played him at that place. He hit a couple. With that game winner, his legs was just gone. And so we just kept telling our guys, our coaching staff kept telling us, just keep playing. Make sure he sees 2 or 3. He can't, he's going to wear down. It's game 7. Legs are gone, and it does play a role in the big factor on it.
To have to go to Chicago, then this tough series, are there parts of these 2 series that kind of forced you guys to grow up a little bit?
Oh, yeah, definitely. No doubt about it. Going down 2-0, 0-2 against Chicago was big, especially being a 1 seed versus the 8 seed. You hear all the criticism, but that just gave us more fuel for our fire to keep going. And then, coming down here and letting those guys come back and do what they're supposed to do at home, and then, even up the series. That's big for them, but that just showed the type of team we are, and, this is a true team. We kept going, we kept fighting to the end.
Is there something, too, like you have to learn how to win kind of in the playoffs?
You definitely have to learn how to win. Nothing's given to you. You got to be willing to go out there and take it, and you got to be willing to go out there and really die for it. And that's what we did tonight. We came out, but it's not over for us. We know we got a big challenge ahead of us, and it's time to get prepared.
Marcus, before you let this night go, can you kind of reflect on the accomplishment of this team winning a 2nd playoff series now?
It's huge for us. We're a young team, rebuilding, and it's crazy because not many people, was on our side. They counted us out from the beginning of the season, and to even when we got the 1 seed, saying we was the worst 1 seed ever. It just shows that it's us against everybody else, and you got a group of guys, it's like a chain, you know. One link could be easily broken. When you got links, and they link together, it's hard to break it. So that's what we did tonight, and that's the type of team we are.